Hey guys, welcome back again from Tampa Bay. Today I'm going to do a throttle body sync here and just kind of chat while I'm working in the garage. Book spec on this is every 4,000 miles. I let it go until I can feel it, and if you're sensitive enough to it, you can tell when it needs it from a little bit of bar vibration somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 RPM. I'm sensitive to it, so that's when I do it, and it works out every 4,000 to 6,000, somewhere in that range. Super easy to do. Buy the tool once and you have just saved yourself all the cost of ever having to do it again. About 140 bucks right now on Amazon. Link is down below if you want to get one. I suggest the Morgan Carb Tune tool. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. Not in that drawer. There it is. This is not the only tool you can use, of course, but this one works absolutely perfectly. It's flawless, super easy to read, very even bars. They're solid metal bars. There's other types that use actual fluid, or you can use types that have like vacuum gauges. This is just really nice. Fortunately, I just found out that our next door neighbor died. Wasn't entirely unexpected. She was 97, but she was a really good neighbor, so definitely sucks. She'd been having a rough couple years, kind of, I think, fighting dementia for a while there, really kind of losing it, especially the last year. She'd always come over or go across to neighbor Tim there, you know, with help with stuff. Like, she'd bring over her phone and say she can't work her TV remote, you know, just getting really confused and that kind of stuff. But a couple weeks ago, she fell, and unfortunately she didn't have life alert or anything, and it took a day or so for anyone to notice because she didn't have her phone with her, and she has, or had, people that would come over fairly regularly to check on her. And it just happened that I was coming home and someone was pulling up, one of the people that would periodically check on her, and she couldn't get a hold of her. She wasn't answering her phone or the door, so that was, of course, unusual. And she had to call the sheriff, who then broke in to find her alive, but fallen and in distress. So she went to the hospital right after that and came home a couple days later, and unfortunately must have died right after that because I guess according to the obituary, she was found right after that. She's got local family. Her daughter-in-law and grandson are just up the road in Spring Hill. Grandson's over there right now, actually just pulled up to start cleaning out the house and stuff. They've been kind of working on it. I have no idea if they're gonna sell it or rent it or move in. I have no idea. I've not really talked to them all that much. The house itself needs a lot of work. Her husband died several years ago. He was in very poor health when we moved in 11 years ago, and he died, I think about 3 years after we moved in. And he was the only one that really did anything to the house, but you know, after that she kind of started to lose it, and about all they did is have lawn maintenance come. But the house itself is Sierra 1971 inside. I mean, full on, like plastic covered furniture, shag carpet, wood grain paneled walls, the works. So it needs to be absolutely gutted or sold as is, and the outside needs some work. The roof needs attention, the trim has a lot of issues and that kind of thing. So they got their work cut out for them. So neighbor Tim's not too happy right now. He's over busting his butt. He's had a little rough time here. We've got this old bored woman in the neighborhood who's taken it upon herself to start a neighborhood association, even though we have no official neighborhood association. We pay no dues, there's no HOA or anything like that. But she's old, retired, and bored. So what it boils down to is she walks around the neighborhood, which is huge. We're in what's called Colonial Hills 2, which is hundreds of homes. And then across the main road is a whole nother subdivision called Colonial Hills 1. And then there's 2 more huge developments across the other main road. I mean, I don't know, a couple thousand homes total. She walks around all of it, reporting everybody for any code violations. And he just got a write-up for having a trailer parked in his driveway, which he only had there temporarily because unfortunately his brother just died and they had to do something. He inherited the pickup and the trailer, so he's trying to figure out what to do with it right now, and he gets a write-up because in this neighborhood in the county you can't have a trailer or an unregistered vehicle or any recreational vehicle in front of the house line. So you can have it on the side or you can have it on the back, but in neighborhoods like these there's no access to the back, so pretty much in the garage or store it elsewhere. So he had to just clean out his garage today and barely fit everything back in with the trailer in there, just because this old bitch likes to complain. Just playing around with the new hat mount for the GoPro here. My old hat had some stitching come loose, so I had to make a new one. And I was trying the actual GoPro clip-on mount, and I found I don't like it at all. Here's my old hat. The stitching here in the back started to rip off, so I'm lucky I caught it, because otherwise the hat could have just fallen and taken out my GoPro. But here's the actual GoPro clip-on here. So it just gives you a mount, and it's a nice secure clip. It just frictions onto the hat. It's not going to fall off or anything. But with the camera so far on the bill, your hat just feels tippy and it strains your neck. So how I mount it to my hats is I drill a hole back here, and then I use the tripod adapter. Oops. Oh well. I just use the tripod adapter and a tripod screw on the bottom, and then the GoPro is right up against your hairline, and you don't feel it on the hat at all. So that's what I'm wearing right now. I keep scuffing this panel really badly from my boot. I've already gotten, this is a second panel for this same reason. I mean, it's really wearing through. The other one just kind of scratched it up, but this one's actually divoting into the plastic. I really have to figure out what exactly is tearing it up and fix it. I need to get out my boot and see what part is rubbing. It's got to be through my pants, because I mean that's pretty high up. All right, what the heck is hitting? All right, so it's rubbing right in here. Huh. I bet it's the laces. Well, there's nothing on this side. It's definitely an abrasion. It's not any kind of scratch or gouge. Huh. I don't know. It might be the edge of the pant leg. It might be the lace. It might be the lace end or the loop. Maybe flapping. I'm not sure. I really don't know, but it's only on the right. That's all I know. And it's happened to 2 panels in a row. And it takes a while to happen. These are always a bitch to pop out. There's 2 rubber grommets you have to get these pegs out of, and there's just no way to really grip it. You have to be careful coming at the top, because there's this adhesive gasket here for protection, and you can rip it. So you got to bend this out of the way a little bit, kind of get it from the front, and then don't pull out here, because there's these slot and tabs, and the whole thing has to come back off of these here. Once you see how to do it, it's not a big deal, but the first time it can be a little intimidating. Man, I'll tell you, I love the bar mirrors on the bike, how they look, how they function. They were really annoying in the garage because I keep freaking bumping them every time I have to walk around the bike. They are so freaking wide. Hate that. You know, I just thought, I didn't check to see how full my fuel tank is, because doing it this way, you need it pretty much topped off. because you need to run it a little bit, and the fuel level has to be above that half point, tipped up like that. So let's see. Okay, it's reading half, so we should be good. Of course, that's half tipped up. So I got the bike warmed up. Now we're ready to do our reading. The adjustment screws are right here. This one's real easy to see, and it is not white. Now you guys can't see, but my number 2 is painted white. So that's my master. The other 2 you don't need to see, but they're in the same spot. The other one you can see real easy here. Number 3, I can see it right here. These are the kind where you just have to do them by feel. Get yourself a long, skinny screwdriver. This happens to be from an RC car kit. Used to be in RCs, so I got a lot of specialty tools. It works absolutely perfectly for doing this stuff. Lets you get right in there and make your fine adjustment. Now you're going to see the bars, probably won't hear me when I start it up, but they'll come up to a level. So what we're going to do is sync the other 3 to that number 2. So just know which line you've got attached to which. On this gauge it's 3rd from the left, just the way I've got it hooked up here. I went far right on the bike on the left of the gauge, so just don't get them mixed up. So we're just going to level them all out to there. And I already saw from it running that, yeah, they're pretty far off, enough where, like I said, I feel it through the bars. But once you actually get it tuned out and feel what the difference makes, you'll be able to tell too. And then, like I said, you can do this whenever you want to or need to. There we go, all 4 spot on. Just for reference, that was a 1/4 turn each to raise those up. 1/4 turn clockwise, 1/4 turn in to raise them up, and leveled them out. Now just have to button it up, and we're good to go for another 4,000 to 6,000 miles until I feel a little bit of tiny more bar vibration, and do it again. Simple as that. One purchase of this saves you from ever having to pay anyone to do it. This whole thing, taking my time here, this is a half-hour job, man. Easy peasy. That's it, guys. See you next time.